or two players might change it up, might switch the meta, might show something different. But okay, let's introduce the players a little bit. In the upper right, representing MTW, representing Germany, it is ENTE here on Amazonia, and representing the Soviet War Elites. And Sweden, it's, yeah, a comebacker here. It's DOWAQ. We expected Sweden to be represented here at the WCG regional finals, but we were thinking about the Thorzanes, the effects. And now, out of nowhere, there's DOWAQ.
And I have been praising him for a little while. It didn't come too surprising to me, but yeah, absolutely. DOWAQ was the big favorite there with his unbelievable performance previously this year against Happy, where the whole region really started looking up to him and was amazed by his play. Not to think too long back, he had a game against Xi'an, which Xi'an is going to hate me again for pointing out, where he had the most insane early game ever. But yeah, Thorzane's not here. DOWAQ, one of the strongest Swedish players, absolutely. And shout out to Clan Sui, by the way, Soviet War Elite. They're probably sitting in a boot camp somewhere, or at least, you know, watching it all together. Endars and the boys, it's awesome to see what they do together in the European scene. And here, DOWAQ, their big hope to make it to Xi'an. So, let's get into the game, though.
What
are we seeing?
Double Lich, Remo. This
Oh
is not
my
DK
goodness.
Feeds. This is a Lich opening on a small map like Amazonia. You can add a lot of pressure with this high damage first hero. ENTE, by the way, has not lost a single map in the qualifiers. He defeated Taker and Contempt in the national qualifiers, and then Ustage, Maniac, and Zyko. So, yeah, basically a flawless qualifier for the Germans so far. DOWAQ had a little bit of trouble in the WCG regional qualifiers in the round of 16 against Commander, where he dropped the map. But he has defeated Little DC in the national qualifier, and that's a big sign of strength, I guess. Little DC was pretty much on fire during that time. So we'll see. It's pretty hard to say in what shape DOWAQ is. He's not playing too many games in the W3IL, the biggest team league that we have in the Western scene. Just 2 games. He won both of them, 4-0 flawless. But here we see ENTE with a Lightning Shield, both with a different opening to this match, with a Lightning Shield creep for fast level 2. DOWAQ on the other side is being aggressive right off the bat, and that could be a great possibility for some pickups if the ghouls are hurt already.
Yeah, I wonder, was this creep perhaps a little too greedy? Look at all the injured units, and the ghouls, they're not safe in the back at all. The first Nova executes the first ghoul easily. But at least, ENTE is very close to level 2. He's 12 experience away. Only a single skeleton will grant him the level up. I love that some ghouls are being split away by DOWAQ, keeping pressure on the Lich. If you kill the opposing first hero, it's not GG, he's only level 1, but it would be a great start for him, absolutely. And ENTE already so early in the game, in panic mode. Like, he always has to be fearful of the Acolytes being hurt in the back. He can't really tech, whereas, yes, DOWAQ doesn't have too much experience, but he is completely safe and sound back home.
I think so too. The Undeads, of course, have no real option of healing in the first part of the game. Yes, there is the Ritual Dagger now, but that is not instant healing, that is healing over time, and it's really, really low. So this Lich will be hurt for a long time. Here's the next Nova by DOWAQ, getting another ghoul off of ENTE. And this one will be falling as well. ENTE is in serious trouble.
Seems like at least he'll be able to save that one. The narrow tower, one of the strongest towers in the game, is going to keep the main here safe for a fairly long time. But the tech here is what's most concerning to me for ENTE. Still on the way to tier 2. I think DOWAQ is, yes, but actually not too far ahead. So, if you guys remember, in the very early game, DOWAQ ran across the map with 4 ghouls immediately, meaning his lumber income is going to be a lot later. So he also delays his tech for aggression, for trying to find kills. Didn't find the most kills, didn't find the most experience. Tech isn't too far ahead. I think we're still in a pretty even game here.
Alright, level 2, and of course the Claws of Attack have to be mentioned, the first item that ENTE picked up. Very good against ghouls, especially to add some more damage. The Lich, one of the best damage dealers in the entire game. But DOWAQ is diving for the ghouls again, getting yet another kill, and he's going for the Acolytes now. And the special thing about Undead is you can't replace these fallen workers, and that will result in a lot of gold missing.
Absolutely. That can be the weak underbelly of the Undead economy. The Acolytes, if they die, can be very expensive. But actually, there's 6 Acolytes still remaining from the early. Now he loses 1. but ENTE is still up at 5, so it's kind of okay still, but he doesn't want to lose anymore. But now the Lich getting Nova'd and focused with a boost of speed, perhaps fast enough, one hit away from dying. Down to 7 there, I think.
So close, he's not allowed to make one misstep. He's down to 15 HP and can't help in the defense now. Ghouls of DOWAQ still chasing these acolytes. ENTE is trying to defend as good as possible, but this is all mining time that the German is losing right now. And DOWAQ is looking for this Lich, but taking the wrong turn. Not getting the first hero again.
ENTE doing a good job there with the skeletons, was trailing the opposing Lich, so he knew where the enemy was, and for that reason had kind of safe knowledge for his best whereabouts. His experience is looking good on the Lich, but he's so low HP and he's still getting sharked. DOWAQ, a notoriously aggressive player, loves to be in the opponent's face, and I have to question this opening here by ENTE. This greedy first creep camp resulting in so much vulnerability, if nothing else. He is on the receiving end this entire game so far, and yeah, by the way, 2 acolytes died, so now he's down to 4, so this is going to be a big loss of income compared to the opponent here over time.
It's already like 400 gold, and that's a lot. You need to tech, you need to get the slaughterhouse, you want to get some fiends, and of course the fastest tier 3 tech possible for the Orb of Corruption that makes the undead so strong. DK second for DOWAQ, so he finally has some healing. Same goes for ENTE, who has to reproduce the acolyte. That's 75 additional gold. His graveyard is late as well, so ENTE is certainly crippled, and DOWAQ is slowing it down a bit, taking some creep camps here for the faster level 3, gets the Ring of Protection, which can be pretty nice now. We had a patch like 1.5 weeks ago. Usually it was a Ring of Protection +2 here at the spot, now it's +3. And with the Orb of Corruption being nerfed in one of the previous patches, one of those rings basically counters the orb on a hero.
Absolutely. Won't be affected. The units won't be affected from the ring, of course, but yeah, for heroes it's going to be very, very nice indeed. So what's happening, continue to happen in this game. I wondered if DOWAQ might possibly go for mass ghouls, mass gargoyles, like super old school style, a style that he likes to play on ladder, but on the highest level it still seems to be a little unreliable, so he is going to be transitioning here now into fiends. Lich first, followed up by DK second, now providing the healing, so yeah, the first hero can be healed up again and is going to be ready for battle. And it looks like that's exactly what the Lich for DOWAQ is going to be here very soon, as he's getting very close to level 3. I think this camp is going to be good enough for him. Level 3 Lich, level 2 DK, that along with Frenzy Ghouls is super strong already. And keep in mind the tech difference here. The tech is much, much faster for DOWAQ. If he can hit with his Frenzy Ghouls before those of the opponent, that could be a tremendous opportunity for him. But now actually we have a fight already brewing, with both Liches exchanging Novas, and I believe 1 Ghoul to fall there on each side, and a nice surround by DOWAQ, but I don't know if he can hold it. In fact, I certainly think he cannot. Has to TP out of this, perhaps misreading the situation a little bit. One thing that's always important to keep in mind in Warcraft 3 is mana. It's not just about the sizes of the army, not just about the HP or upgrades, it's a lot about the mana on the heroes. And ENTE moved across the map with much more mana on his Lich.
And he stole one of the camps of DOWAQ, so I start to like ENTE's position here. If he can get a fast level 2 on the DK for the Aura, then he can start to chase a little more. Tier 3 is done for the Swede, though. We are waiting for the Orb of Corruption. He's a little short on gold at the moment, going for the Destroyer upgrade. And ENTE still waiting for the tech halfway through. This is a very strong timing for DOWAQ now. With the Orb and the first Fiends and statues, he's going to have a lot of damage and a lot of regen as well.
And DOWAQ even went for a Shade here pretty early on, which isn't too normal. Shade doesn't help you with fighting or creeping at all, it's a scouting tool. So it seems like he wants to slow down the game when I thought he had the opportunity perhaps to be aggressive. But then again, he had the lumber spare anyways. Sacrificial Pit is mostly lumber, so it didn't cost him too many resources. And now with the Orb and the Frenzy Ghouls, I believe, soon to finish, DOWAQ can trade much, much better. And ENTE has to be very afraid for his Fiends. Still no Aura to help them with a bit of higher movement speed. And the Lich for DOWAQ still more mana for more Nova to use. But ENTE with his Lich first is distracted nicely. By the way, the inventory on ENTE's Lich is outstanding actually. Once again, DOWAQ aiming for the surround, but it's only ghouls. They get eaten by this Lich.
There is an Invo Potion, there is a TP, but he might have to swap something of that soon. You don't want to lose that DK, it's getting close! Oh no! He swapped the Invo, but still died, wasn't in time to use that one, so he lost the item and the hero. It's only level 1, so it doesn't cost too many resources, but it gives experience to your opponent. That was level 2 for DOWAQ, and for a certain amount of time, the Invul Potion is gone as well, and you really want to use your resources to build a bigger army or get some upgrades or items, especially the Invul Potions from those shops. And now DOWAQ is stealing that away from ENTE's shop, basically. The Lich is in trouble, catching another Nova. He can catch up easily with the Unholy Aura and the slow now.
Okay, he gets out of there. Perhaps even he let the DK die on purpose because he was low HP.
No
Invul
way.
only lasts 7 seconds.
No way, he swapped the Invul. He didn't.
Yeah, maybe he gave it over and then changed his mind. We see this sometimes. But anyways, DK died, was only level 1. He's back very soon. ENTE needs the aura badly. If you fight without aura, against aura, it's such a massive micro disadvantage because of the movement speed, of course. It's all about kiting. In the Fiend Wars, you usually aim for the Fiends right away unless a hero shows himself in an exposed, vulnerable position. Usually you always go for the Fiends right away. And you want to pull back the hurt target immediately so the damage output of the opponent is being minimized and not optimal. And this is what we call kiting, moving back and attacking. Basically, it's a dance between attacking the right targets and moving away your targets at the correct time, and then it's a lot about speed as well. For undeads in general, oftentimes it feels like it's all about micro, and this matchup here in the Fiend Wars is not different.
We have the Dark Ranger for DOWAQ, so we have a little bit of disable on both sides now as ENTE is choosing her as well. You really want to hit that silence when something is low, so you want to have it on the DK so the DK can't heal your hurt unit or hero or whatever. Makes this hero very, very potent in this matchup, and especially she can summon some skeletons as well, and the Lich can eat those skeletons, so it's a very nice synergy between those heroes. But here comes DOWAQ with a creep jack.
Yeah, it's looking scary. It looks like ENTE will have to TP out of this. His force is too small. With the Nova on the DK actually steals the last hit. That was a nice move, but the Death Knight very far forward in a dangerous position. That health pot may have to be used here soon. I'm surprised that ENTE is staying in this for so long with only 2 Fiends, excuse me. Against 4 though, he has the, not the upper hand at all. Both players aiming for the Lich. Now the coil comes in too late. He loses the first hero. He thought he could save him, but that was not the case. And now the Fiend dies as well. The statue to follow. Even a Mud Golem here for ENTE. Death Knight, if he falls, this game must be over. The German on the run, trying to make it back to his base, but there's too much damage coming out of this Lich. And now down to only the level 1 Dark Ranger. That's it, GG. And DOWAQ takes his best of 1.
Indeed, DOWAQ wins game 1 here on Amazonia, being super aggressive as you said.